What is going on there, everyone? Well, as you know, I've stated many times, I don't expressly like polls, but we are getting closer to the election, so I do, while still hesitant on what the poll says, I do take a little bit more credence to them. But this poll is interesting because it goes to exactly what the moderate Democrats were fearing, and that the heads of the Democratic Party seem too oblivious to understand. Poll: Donald Trump beating 2020 Democrats in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Now, this hasn't always been the case. This is a recent change because the Democrats, according to the polls, were ahead for the longest time. Well, that's not looking so good for them now. And this is all due to the impeachment hearing. This is all about the impeachment hearing. The more people actually sit down and watch the show trial that you see on TV, the more people are realizing, okay, the Democratic Party's, they're grasping at straws, and there's nothing there. We on the right have been saying this is a coup against the president, this, that, and the other. It seems that way. It really does seem that way. When you look at all the evidence laid out, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. President Donald Trump is now leading Democrat presidential candidates in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, as congressional Democrats continue struggling to impeach the president. A Firehouse Optimist poll conducted in December shows Trump ahead of his Democrat opponents, even former Vice President Joe Biden, who remains one of the stronger candidates opposing the president. Which I don't know how in God's name he's a strong candidate whatsoever. What do y'all see in him? I mean, can someone give me a legitimate argument on what you see in Joe Biden? Ugh. He's literally an insane person who is corrupt. Like, you want corruption, there it is. That's your corruption. That's your Ukraine corruption right there. Biden is 5 points below Trump in Michigan and Pennsylvania and 9 points below Trump in Wisconsin. These are huge numbers. It's a huge swing from what we just saw a few months ago. A few months ago when the whole impeachment inquiry and everything just started, we could see that the Democrats, the top four Democrats, which I would say is Biden, Sanders, Warren, and Buttigieg, they were all leading Trump. Now they're all behind Trump. Thank you, Democrats. Thank you, Democratic leaders such as Nadler and Pelosi and Schumer, Schiff. All y'all, thank you. Thank you. Your constant insanity that you're trying to push upon the American people, it's working. Just not for y'all. It's working for us. Thanks for the solid fist bump. In Wisconsin, Biden went from a 12-point lead of President Trump in March to 9 points below the president in December. Beautiful. Trump has similar or stronger leads over Democratic candidates Mayor Pete Buttigieg, Senator Elizabeth Warren, and Senator Bernie Sanders. Newcomer candidate, former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg, also loses big against Trump, the polls show. He's not for real. What he's doing is because the Democrats have seen, as a whole, they have seen that Trump is outspending, outgaining. I mean, the financial numbers are crazy with the Republican Party right now. We are getting so many donations in that it's unbelievable compared to the Democrats. So the only reason Michael Bloomberg's getting into it at all is because people aren't donating money to these campaigns. So they can't advertise as well and all this stuff. So what Bloomberg's going to do, and this is the whole reason he's in this, because he knows he can't win. What he's doing is he's coming in to run, so he can't be messed with but so much, and he can donate, or he can put as much money towards anti-Trump ads all over the place as possible. And because he's running, there's like a clause there to where he can just constantly pump money into it. If he wasn't running, there would only be a certain set limit of money he could actually donate to the DNC or whatever. Fact check me on that, but I think that's the case. Impeachment is not popular with battleground state voters either. Around 51% of voters in Michigan, 52% of voters in Pennsylvania, and 57.9% of voters in Wisconsin oppose impeachment and removal of the president. The survey was conducted December 3rd through the 5th of... Jesus. I don't need to say all that part. But there is I will say that part because that's kind of important. There is about a 4% margin of error. And if you still add that to it, he's still leading these people pretty darn good. But like I always say, it's a poll. Should we trust it? Absolutely not. Don't trust polls, people. But we can take some information from it. And we can see one thing is solid and true from this poll. And that the Democrats' push for impeachment is hurting them exactly how the moderates in the Democratic Party thought it would. This is going exactly the way everyone said it was going to go. Well, everyone on the right and all the center people. This is exactly how we said this was going to work. People are seeing the sham impeachment trial. It's on television. Most people aren't even watching it. Its ratings are worse than CNN's ratings, which are... you can see where I'm getting at there. That's pretty abysmal. People aren't interested in this. People understand that this is just a political ploy. It's partisan nonsense. Just watch it. If you refuse to believe what I'm saying, just watch the hearings. I got it on a monitor right there. And today has been no different than any other day. And it's going to continue to work in the president's behalf. Sorry, Democrats. Y'all made this bed. Y'all got to sleep in it. And thank God for the country that this is where y'all are at. And that y'all are failing. And y'all are falling. Because y'all have become dangerous. Very dangerous. Y'all work off of emotions and not facts. That's not a good governing body. But we'll see what happens. We still have quite a ways to go. We got, what is it, like 10 or 11 months to the election. So we got a ways to go. We'll see what happens. Anything can happen from this point on, It doesn't take much to sway the American people, really. Because a lot of the American people, they don't pay attention to anything. They just hear stuff they hear on the radio while they're going to work or this, that, and the other. Stuff they may hear on their local news. But a lot of people aren't that politically involved, which is also a bad thing. I think more people should pay attention because politics, they shape everything. Everything that will affect us. So, whatever. We'll see how it goes. But, for us Republicans, conservatives, and our fellow Trumplicans, because there's a lot of people that aren't Republicans or conservatives, they just like Trump. So, to all of us, everything's looking pretty good. Looking on the up and up, really. And Democrats, y'all, like I said, y'all made this bed now. Now get in it and go to bed. Love to hear your comments as always, and like, share, and subscribe. I will catch y'all on the flip side.